Hello all! How's it going, everybody? Rezi RNG, y'all's favorite music-loving, yarn-spinning, virtual catboy back yet again with another music talk stream. How's it going, everybody? Happy Sunday. I hope you have had a quite the enjoyable week. If you know anything about my politics and where I'm at in New York City, you can probably surmise that it has been quite the quite the joyful past week for me. But I won't elaborate too much on that. Yeah, no. Otherwise, though, things have been pretty good for me. I'm doing stuff with my IRL bands. I actually just yesterday, got my hands on my latest research materials that I'm going to be combing through for the third glam metal deep dive. So that's going well. I was actually reading a bit of Chuck Klosterman's Fargo Rock City just this afternoon. It's a very interesting narrative of like a glam metal fan that grew up in the heartland of America, as it were. You know, Fargo, North Dakota, or Windmere, I think is the name of the town he grew up in, like around that area in the Midwest where, not a lot of, mainstream culture was being produced. It's interesting to get that perspective and not just, confine myself to, a coastal analysis, essentially, of the genre's impact. Hopefully that'll reflect somewhat in, the way I decide to write the third-part script. But without further ado, I think we can bring our guest for today. I believe this guest, when I put out the call recently for more guests to come on my program, I also had a thread on this Vtuber Discord server out there. I don't know if there's, I don't know if that means anything in particular. There is the God knows there's like several VTuber Discord servers by now, but this one in particular is the hashtag Vtubers. I don't know if that means anything to the bulk of my audience, but yeah, I dropped a thread in the collab channel there, and this guy coming up, he responded. He said that he did, he was himself a musician. He did his own music reviews, reactions to music. I looked around his channel. He's also a variety streamer, so I'm looking forward to chatting with him, seeing what his perspective is like. So, would you all please join me in welcoming Feeble Turtle Duck Sirius.
Hey, what's up?
How's it going, man? Welcome to the stream. That is, that's a very interesting name to say out loud. What does Feeble Turtle Duck mean to you?
Okay, so have you ever seen Legends of Korra or Avatar: The Last Airbender?
Sure, yeah, I know what a
turtle
duck is.
It's a reference, the turtle duck reference for Avatar: The Last Airbender, and then the Feeble was added with Legend of Korra with the princess taking bowling. Yeah, that. And then Cyrus comes from the name for the main character for Coheed and Cambria's.
Cool. Cyrus, yeah.
Cyrus, yeah.
But you yourself are an oni-maid VTuber, yeah?
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, Cyrus, welcome to the stream. Usually I like to open the floor to my guests, start off by getting them to say a bit about like what sparked their passion for music, because it's one thing to sort of listen to it on your own spare time and have it as background mood music, for coping with life's many ills, but it's another to be a VTuber doing your own sort of music reaction. So like, walk me through that. How did you, I don't know, where did your passion for music stem from?
It stemmed since the first time I played the saxophone when I was 11.
Neat. Were you like a jazz band kid, or
no,
concert band?
It was concert band, but in my high school it was a blues band. We didn't do jazz band; we did blues band.
Very interesting.
I did vocals and sax for it.
That reminds me of when I had my own little blues ensemble in college. It was I don't think it was like an officially university sanctioned thing. It was just sort of a side project that I had with a bunch of other people in the music department, and it was a fun little jam thing.
Yeah, it's always fun to jam with people. Like right now, I'm in a hardcore band, but we're looking at implementing my sax into some songs.
Oh, neat. Yeah. You could totally crush it, John Zorn style. Just go completely avant-garde and squeak the shit out of that sax.
Yeah, we could do that, or we can do something like Gabby Rose. She's the saxophonist for the band Bill Murray. She's really good. She's like right now she's I'm just following a lot of her tutorials, even though I know how to play the sax, but it's just like converting it to like drop A and doing all that.
Interesting.
And having find other notes. And
didn't know you could tune a sax like that.
You can't really. You gotta tune it to the certain stem, to the E flat that it's in. But you have to find out what scale goes along with it.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And that's always the pain in the ass. Because one moment my guitarist is drop A, the moment then drop B. So, and whenever they send me songs, they don't send me like, oh, this is the key, and I'm like, so I always have to like be, hey, yo, what key is this in, so I can figure it out.
Yeah, it's always a struggle being in a band with like so many different instruments and having to figure out what skills you're playing to each other. Like I thankfully, being the percussionist drummer I am, I never have to personally worry about that. But it's always humbling being witness to those conversations.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Especially when we there are very few times we can jam because we're each working, and I'm working because it's a summer and what I'm doing right.
Oh. Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay.
Yeah. No, like I said, it's the summer, so my job has a lot of overtime, and they're begging me to come in a lot, so. I haven't gotten to rehearse for my band like in almost a week, over a week.
Yeah, that's
They've just
relatable.
been sending me stuff. Yeah.
No, I totally know that struggle being a working adult with your own job and having to navigate around like scheduling, other people with other people's jobs too. It's like it's always difficult finding something that works. Thankfully, one of the bands I'm in two different bands in like the New York City area. One of the bands we've managed to like figure out a consistent time that usually works for us bi-weekly, if not weekly. And we've gotten really tight because of it. I think we're a really killer sort of live attack when you set us loose. But my other band, it's kind of unfortunate. I mean, we've known each other a long time. Like we have like very consistent chemistry. But the thing is, we're barely able to find like the time to rehearse these days because like everybody's doing their own thing and we can't make like like if I
for
can
us,
make,
it's just
like,
our work schedule.
Yeah. No, like if I can make like a week work, like then like one of my guitarists might not be able to make that, and like my bassist might have other plans. It is a struggle.
Yeah, well, for us, it's my drummer is the only one that has weekends off.
Oh yeah.
My guitarist is works like he has like Saturdays. No, he has Saturdays and Mondays off.
Mm-hmm.
But he works from like 3 a.m. to like 11 to 12.
Oh wow.
p.m. So it's a weird schedule, and then my schedule is evening, so I'm from 3 to 11. And I'm usually off Mondays and Tuesdays, so it's kind of like making things work.
Definitely. And then there's to worry about like when I don't know if any of your friends ever have like work vacations or if they travel a lot. Like, cause
Yeah.
I've had that happen too, where like, you know, a bunch of my bandmates, you know, they'll be away for like weeks at a time somewhere else, and like, I'm happy for them. I'm sure they're having some fun experiences elsewhere in the world, but that's time that we unfortunately are not being a band.
Yeah, no, it's a hassle. But hey,
Mm-hmm.
if you enjoy what you do, uh, you'll continue to do it.
Absolutely, yeah. No, it's always worth it in the end when you get in that one room and you know connect again musically. Um, so like to branch off on that, yeah, I guess would you say your primary instrument is the sax? Do you play anything else?
I play guitar, bass. I do a bit of drums. I can do the basics. Uh, I also do piano,
Okay, so you're
and I
like
know the
you're a well-rounded sort of multi-instrumentalist type.
yeah. Well, in high school, I pretty much like if I ever cut class, I would be in the band hall learning something new, or just kind of just chilling there working
That's
on
neat.
myself.
That's neat. Yeah, I yeah, like I said, I'm a percussionist by trade. I never really had the patience to sit down and you know commit to scales or anything like that. But like having that drive to like learn tonal instruments, I always feel is like commendatory. You know. What was I gonna
I'm
say?
also a vocalist.
Oh,
That's
neat.
like,
Yeah.
my main thing is vocals. I do saxophone. I do more singing and screaming than I play my saxophone or anything else. But
Oh, right,
uh,
right.
with college, I've gotten to play my saxophone a lot more.
Neat, neat, neat. Are you also doing like ensembles in there, like doing like jazz improv or anything like that?
Uh, I haven't really like I don't have the time to join a lot of the different projects, but whenever
Okay,
we do have um, like class projects and stuff like that, is when I get to bust it out and do more.
excellent.
Um, re- Recently, I was helping out one of the auto engineers like do brass instruments, so
Oh
he gave
yeah.
me kind of like we rented out the equipment room. He pulled out like a trombone, baritone, tuba, bass, guitar. I brought my sax,
Mm-hmm.
and then he had me play like the scales to try to like get the best sound for them.
Mm-hmm.
So he can learn like the different settings for each instrument, how they should be, or like have like basically like a default setting that he already knows where to go to.
Oh, okay. I see. I see.
And I get a free recording session from him. So
There
I
you
spend an
go.
entire
Yeah.
day, and then whenever like my band wants to record something, I go to him.
Nice, nice. I unfortunately where I went to college, I don't think we had quite as easy access to a recording anywhere, but you know, I still had a lot of fun, you know, renting out the band rooms from time to time. I
Yeah.
remember like one semester in particular, we threw a show, like me and like maybe one or two other bands on campus in the band room, and it was. You know, I don't know how many, I don't remember how many people turned up beyond the bands and like a bunch of our close friends, but it was still a fun time, you know, doing it DIY under college premises.
Yeah. No, I've started getting back. I used to always put shows over here where I'm at. I used to always book shows and
Hmm.
promote it and do events. I stopped for a while, and I'm
Yeah.
slowly getting back into it. I know I'm helping out more of the younger crowd put on DIY shows at a place they call the Tunnels, which is
Oh,
basically
nice.
like under a bridge somewhere.
That's awesome.
Because I went to them and I saw because a friend of mine was playing there, and I got to join him on one of the songs that I'm featured in.
That's
And
awesome.
I looked at the setup and I was like, hey, it would sound better if you do this, this, and that, and spaced out more.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
Mm-hmm.
get these kinds of like things around, like these chords, because the chords you have won't last long, especially if you're going to be doing stuff outside.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been helping them out with stuff like that, and they want me to start kind of promoting and booking bands for them, and kind of like being in charge of
Right on.
like bringing in new talent.
Hell
So
yeah. We always need more DIY venues and shit sprouting up in music scenes across this country. It feels like nowadays with costs of living going up everywhere, it's harder and harder for like historic venues to stay open, you know? So
yeah,
all the more valuable that we make our own spaces. Are you familiar with the book by Michael Azerrad, Our Band Could Be Your Life?
I know I'm not. I'm gonna have to add it to the list.
Oh hell yeah! No, it's a really interesting book. It's like it documents the early years essentially of like indie DIY hardcore punk, like from like 1981 to 1999, sort of tracing how what started up in like Southern California under a Black Flag and their record label SST evolved into this indie underground in America that we know today. And it's a really fascinating book. You know, they go into like all different bands' histories, like Minor Threat, Fugazi, talking about like how they did all their DIY shows and all that. And it's just fascinating anecdotes all around.
Yeah, no, I've listened to all those bands too. I remember the 2000s when I was in high school, and I was like in bands left and right. We would do like house shows.
Oh, nice.
There was like a forest area by my school where we were putting on shows. It was kind of like, I remember those days fondly, and I've noticed that the DIY is slowly starting to come back. Because like, shows like Eternals, that's this one grocery store, like there's one corner grocery store that's owned by like a couple that puts on metal shows there. It's like a corner store.
Oh hell yeah!
So I'm like, that's really dope. I'm working with them to start doing more shows over there too. I'm like stepping away from going to actual venues and working with venues and doing more of the DIY stuff again.
Nice.
'Cause that's fun.
Yeah. No, I would love if more people like bought up abandoned restaurants. I want to have my own "what the fuck is up" Denny's moment at some point in my life, you know?
Yeah. See, I love that meme. That meme's historic in the post-hardcore metal scene.
Right.
But the band members are not the nicest people.
Mm-hmm.
like it's just one of those things. Like the more like you follow them, and the more like dumb shit they did and dumb shit they say, and they're famous for one meme, and they let that go to the head. And I'm like,
that's unfortunate.
Yeah, but it's what that meme was going to be. It's historic and iconic, and it's never going to go away. So
yeah. At least we still have the grindcore goat. Good old unproblematic grindcore goat.
Always.
Which R.I.P. I know it passed. What, like 12 years ago now? I have no idea how long that fucking goat lived.
Yeah, it's gotta love the goat, man.
R.I.P. So you said you make your own like sort of hardcore. Do you also sort of make your own music on the side? Like, do you know how to produce?
Yeah, I'm a big fan of lo-fi. Like, I love lo-fi hip hop.
Oh,
and I'm
neat.
working with the same guy that I helped out because he makes beats. He's teaching me how to make beats.
Oh, that's awesome.
And which is dope because then I can use it for my own YouTube intro. I don't know if you saw any of my videos, but like the instrumentations and the lo-fi that I use in the beginning.
Okay.
I've gotten those from Upbeat because I paid the subscription for that. But I want to make my own.
Yeah, that's
so he's
awesome.
been teaching me how to do that, and it's for some strange reason it's a lot more difficult for me than just pulling out an instrument and making myself. But it's a lot simpler because I don't have to set up a bunch of microphones.
Yeah.
And it's
That's definitely like the trade-off with with doing things electronic, right? Because like I've said this a few times before on my stream. There's a whole wave of people that were like born in the wrong generation or whatever, that were like there's not as much talent in like composing with a computer as like playing with real instruments or whatever. But like that's like a completely apples to orange comparison.
It's a different trade. You have to do things. You have to learn about the different softwares, the different mechanics.
Yeah,
you still have to know music theory so you can tell when it sounds good or not. Like
exactly. And I have a few times before. I've demoed stuff on GarageBand, sort of using, I guess, their MIDI technologies on there, and that's come out pretty well for me. But like I don't know, I could never really do anything further beyond that. Maybe a programmed beat or two. I'm not like a producer by any means.
I'm trying to get more in that trade so I can do it myself.
Mm-hmm.
I have a friend of mine who does like books the smaller acts for like man, what's that 1 week festival in Vegas, the electronic festival over there?
I have no idea.
Well, there's an electronic festival in Las Vegas every year that lasts for like a week.
Oh yeah.
It's an entire week of nothing but EDM shows. It's a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
And a friend of mine does like promotion for like the smaller acts. Like he'll book smaller acts for them.
Oh, right on.
And when I started them that I was getting into making electronic music, he's like, "Hey, if you get a certain following, I can book you over here, and we'll book you to a hotel here for a week. You'll have access to everything, and you'll even get paid a bit." And I'm like, so that's why it kind of pushed me to do more.
Right on. Get those friends in high places to give you a boost.
Hey man, I could be the next Skrillex or something.
Oh my gosh. I kind of miss like when dubstep was at its peak. Back in the day, it was it was easily memed on, and I probably was not shy to joke about it myself. But there is something to like that early dubstep,
Well, I was a big fan of electronic core, like Attack Attack, Mask Alexander. So dubstep was always like there for me. I wasn't like the metalhead that was like, "Oh no, electronic music's bad." And it goes, "Nah, dude, if I enjoyed it, if I loved it, I went hard for it."
Yeah. Personally, like I'm not the biggest. I don't have the most knowledge when it comes to electronic music, but I appreciate. I am very much appreciative of the talents of the people who create it, and a lot of what I do here, it's cool. I can appreciate electronic music on my own wavelength.
Yeah, I have like a big love for music to the point where I don't really like. If I've never heard of a genre, I'll listen to it.
Yeah.
See. If it's my thing or not, I'll be like, I can appreciate what they're doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I have the drummer for my band who's just like strictly metal.
Yeah.
And then my guitarist and me were bonding over K-pop like a couple weeks ago because I found out he enjoyed K-pop. Because dude, I also love K-pop. Like,
right on.
Because I brought it up because we're working on like an electronic beat, like an intro, and I was like, dude, let's make a K-pop intro. He's like, dude, I would love to make a K-pop, and so it just kind of went off talking about K-pop for like 30 minutes.
Yeah.
While my drummer was there was like, I don't know what's going on.
It's fun to like incorporate like other influences from other genres into your music, I think. I mean, as long as you can bounce it well. I find it takes like a certain kind of finesse to really mash genres up effectively, but like if you really cook with gas, like the results can be something pretty cool.
Yeah.
Let's see. So speaking of music taste, you got quite a wide range. You sent me a list, before a stream of some of your favorite artists, including like Coheed and Cambria, Sleep Token, a few rap artists here and there. Like, what's the history there with your tastes?
I a lot of it started off with just like growing up with the people around me. My mother was very big into country and cumbia and Latino music. My godfather was very big into metal. And I hung out with my godfather a lot when I was younger.
Nice.
So it was always like Metallica, Pantera, stuff like that.
Hell yeah.
Not the biggest fan of Metallica, to be honest. I was listening to them. I go back and I'm like, I don't really like this.
Yeah, Metallica, they're fine. I don't really like them much beyond like their 80s stuff, I would say, and maybe some stuff from the Black Album, but continue.
See, like metal was probably like the thing that came to me like the last when it came to like R&B stuff. Like I enjoyed like the 90s rap when it came to it. Was a big fan of Eminem in my early teens, and then I listened to this one band, and I listened to like the EP Stained, the Tormented EP, and that's the band that kind of started kicking me off into heavier shit. And from there, it went into like emo music, like From First to Last, Silverstein, and then from there, started getting into heavier bands like August Burns Red, Bullet for Valentine, Killswitch Gage.
Oh, Nate.
And like in my high school days, it was mainly like listening to metalcore and emo, and I was kind of a little bit more hard-headed when it came to like music. And in my early 20s, I started really appreciating music more. Like I started listening to like R&B artists I haven't listened to forever, and listening to new artists, and coming up with just finding stuff that I really enjoyed, and it kind of like went full circle. I recently only started listening to country again because of like Bill Murray, Post Malone, and then like from there I found a few artists from around that circle.
I've been meaning
to implement pop and stuff like that. I really enjoyed it.
I've been meaning to earnestly explore like country, because I know it's having a bit of a moment right now in like mainstream pop. I want to find like the artists that are really, pushing the bounds there with like, because like not to diss on like the mainstream pop artists, but I feel like a lot of this stuff is very, very much tailored to, the broadest common denominator there. And I'm curious to see what's just hidden underneath the surface.
So I would say one of probably the biggest influences for like, and it's like a mixture of metal and country, is Bill Murray. Bill Murray is doing it to the degree where it's just good old fun music. It's just fun.
Would you mind sending me like their name or like their Spotify link over Discord?
I'll send you their name. They just released a new song that I haven't even listened to yet because I want to react to it.
Oh, okay.
But it was one of the songs I reacted to at my YouTube channel too.
Neat, yeah.
It's just it's called a country core at this point.
Country core. That's interesting.
So the guy who created Bill Murray was the former singer and main music writer for Attack in the 2000s. Frank is he's so good with it, and he's having fun with it. Like all his music videos are like a camera and him doing stupid shit, that's all it is. Like I saw an interview for him. It's like the record label gave him like $10,000 just to make a music video, and he only spent $2,000 in the back because he called his buddy to come to shoot a music video, gave him $2,000 and bought beer, and that's it. And the music video is goated. So it's kind of like, it just proves you don't need a lot of money to make just like a fun, good music video.
Yeah, exactly.
He did it with a tractor, a different a camera shade, made it look like it was an old school movie, and his backyard. That's it.
I love like cheaply made, well done music videos. Like you don't need hundreds of thousands of dollars to make it work like that. Yeah. You just need an effective concept and an effective premise, and that hooks you in right away.
Yeah. And then you have bands on the opposite end of that, which like Fallen in Reverse. A lot of those music videos have been very like big produced and animated and stuff like that. I'm like, that's dope too. So I'm like, it just depends on like what you want to do with it and if you can nail the concept very well.
Absolutely, yeah. How have your tastes like influenced the way you write, the way you approach music? Like, are you very much informed by like all that angst in the music and like the prog influences of that music? What?
It's more like a lot of it because I'm also a vocalist. Like I can get into the instrumentation of it, but if the vocals hit nice, it's kind of taught me. Like I started to want to learn to sing R&B-ish again, but with a different tone. Instead of trying to sing high, I'm singing lower. hitting my lower octaves. I'm working on that. They got me to go with a vocal coach again. Like I teach vocals, but
cool.
I tell my students as it goes, hey, I also have a teacher. And they're like, you have a teacher? I'm like, yes, because there's things that I can improve on that they can hear that I'm like, and kind of give me pointers the same way. Like you may be good at doing this genre, but you're trying to sing this, and you're not. There's some things you can work on.
Absolutely,
like, everyone needs a teacher.
It always helps. Yeah, it always helps to have someone to check you like that. You know, Lord knows I wish I had a drumming teacher right now. I mean, I used to. I had like a teacher early on, like that taught me in sort of rock style, and then when I went to college, I had a jazz instructor who is sadly no longer with us, R.I.P. But he turned me on to jazz technique, and that's sort of my skill ceiling right now. But being the working adult that I am currently, I only have time to practice in my apartment, so I don't really have any tutors in my life as it is.
And a lot of it, the good thing with the vocal thing is like I don't have to physically go see them. I can do everything through a voice call or through a video call.
Absolutely.
And so it's easy for me on that aspect. When it comes to saxophone, I don't really have a teacher for that. I kind of just like, if I want to learn something new, I do it. My saxophone teacher also passed away like 5 years ago.
R.I.P.
And he was he won a Grammy for playing bass as well.
Oh wow!
But that dude was a beast. Like he former Juilliard student. He had me audition for Juilliard's, and I got accepted, but they only offered me a partial scholarship. So I had to decline it because I cannot afford to live over there, not going to school.
Man.
But that opportunity gave me a chance to go to Texas State.
Oh, right on. Yeah. Juilliard seems intense. I've been in that area quite a few times, and it's right near the Opera House, right? It's like very very bougie area of New York.
Well, the thing is, like, I can always just put it on a resume for anything I do with music. Be like, hey, I actually got accepted. Didn't go, but I got accepted.
True. Yeah.
It's like just like the honor to be say, hey, you're good enough to come here. It kind of helps me, and so I've only just kind of self-improved on saxophone myself. I've learned new things. If there's a genre that I was like, I don't know if saxophone works yet, but I'm going to try it. I go for it. Listening to a lot of the metal bands starting to add saxophone to their stuff is like really fun.
Oh, there was this one goth rock band that I saw locally in New York City the other night that they had like this baritone sax player, and like it was really interesting hearing that texture woven in with like the rest of the sort of atmospheric goth rock sound they had. It's great, I love a good sax accompaniment.
Yeah, my band is interested in putting sax because a lot of the hardcore bands who have done it. And so we're like looking at it. They just send me stuff and I work with what I got. I'm contemplating if I'm even going to play the sax live or if it's just going to be backing tracks. But it's still like, it's fun. And I'm slowly getting like offers from other bands who want me to do sax on their stuff. So
hey, there you go. Warm up. Hey, you can warm up to it, and when you feel comfortable, bust it out live. I know my front man in one of my bands, he's been learning sort of leaning more into like a rhythmic guitar role recently. At least in practice, he's been trying to lean into that a lot more. And it's really cool whenever you start incorporating something else into your sound to try and develop it even more, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's just one of those things that I'm pushing for, because I want to do it. I started like since I've been started going back to college.
Yeah,
my love for saxophone has gotten like back to where it was when I was in high school. Because once I left high school, I didn't touch it. I didn't really do anything with it. I started focusing on just more like vocals and guitar and bass. And then like recently, in the last 3 to 4 years, since I've had to play it more, I'm like, oh, I love this, so I want to do this. Like I'm trying to get a company together to do like jazz versions of anime theme songs.
Oh yeah.
And do that.
Hey, that'd be awesome. I mean, you're a VTuber now. You could probably find a few other musicians on the blue sky or wherever else they congregate.
I'm trying to find some people like around my area, even if I have to drive like an hour. From here, so I don't mind it. And I found a few people. There was this one saxophone people who just played nothing but sax. It was like they needed a tenor, but I was like, no, I want to do like a full band kind of thing, like like having the trombone, baritone, trumpet, sax, other things on there, just for fun. Like I love the sound of the sax, but like an all sax set, I've never been the biggest fan of. I like having other sounds to it.
Yeah. Oh, get an entire big band together.
Yeah, and just do like anime intros and covers and
yeah,
like even movie themes and stuff like that.
You guys could kill the shit out of Tank. Fun fact, I played I played Tank one year when I was in a big band in college, and that was
it's a fun song to play.
Yeah. I mean, unfortunately, I didn't really know the beat for that song. Like, I've never seen Cowboy Bebop, right? Like, I only really know the song from Osmosis from doing it in big band. So I don't know if I did the drums the best justice, but I did my best. It was still a fun as shit.
Yeah, I once met a drummer who like his sound. And
am I showing up? Check. Sorry, are we back? I am sorry, ladies and gentlemen, for the interruption in stream. I accidentally kicked my power strip a little too hard, and my entire computer setup just completely restarted. Sorry for the unprofessionalism there. I need to adjust my chat real quick, in fact. So if you'll give me 1 second. We got a little adjustment to do here. Power. Sorry, Resi. I don't get why the chat completely disappeared. It should, by all rights, be up there, but whatever. And we're going to... Okay, cool. We are back with the chat. We are back in the stream, and everything is A-okay. How are you, Cyrus?
I'm good. It's my cat's begging for my attention.
It's all good. Let me see. So where were we? What were we talking about when I kicked the
we were talking about Tank, and then I met a drummer for a deathcore band. His intro, or like when he did sound check, was always that song.
Oh, right.
And I was like, it was cool. And I was like,
it makes an impression. It leaves an impression.
It's like, oh wow. And then like my vocal warm up was always kind of like something like off-putting.
Oh yeah.
Like if it would be like the heaviest show in existence, my vocal warm up would be like something 90s or something soft, or there was this one song that I always did. I haven't done it forever.
Oh yeah.
It was Unravel, but the English version for Tokyo.
Oh yeah.
That was like one of my biggest things. I was just doing it just for like warm ups or to get a sound check going and everything.
Nice, nice. So, you've done a few reaction videos in the past to music. What is that experience like? I don't tend to, do live reacts or whatever, so I'm kind of curious.
A lot of it, depending on how big the band is like having to like post stuff 2 days after I do the reaction or when I'm gonna upload it because of the copyright, the way YouTube copyright works.
Oh, I see.
And then like if the claimant doesn't do anything within 30 days, then it gets uncopyrighted. So I can start making money off of it, but since I'm still a small channel, I'm not really making money off any of my videos that I'm making. But it's just going through that. It's going through that. There's a lot of smaller bands who have a big following, who aren't on a record label, who I will post something and it's like this owner allows it to be put on YouTube.
That's cool.
And it's so much fun. I've had a lot of like some of my bigger videos have been like Japanese metal bands, and I've gotten a lot of like requests to do more of that, so I need to start pumping up more of that.
Yeah, I'm always I'm definitely interested in like learning more about current Japanese metal as it exists. I've been doing a lot of research for this glam metal deep dive series that I've been making for my channel. As part of that, I've been doing a lot of research into like Japanese metal as it existed back in the 80s. There was a lot of definitely hair metal, Western inspired stuff there, but also, Visual K was its own thing.
Visual K, yeah, that's right, yeah.
And like I know that's what I primarily visualize in my head as Japanese metal, even though I know Visual K is like a far broader like genre umbrella than just metal as it exists.
Yeah, it's more like Visual K isn't sound specific, it's visual specific.
Yeah,
I always thought it was like cool because you'll get a band that's Visual K and they'll be heavy as hell, and then you get another band that's Visual K, but they sound like Never Shout Never, and it's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. I'm not that familiar with Visual K. I'd say outside of X, like that's probably the band I'm most familiar with that wave, and they got a great sound. So
yeah, so a band I've been following is there's two Japanese metal bands I've been following. It's Hanabe and Bandmate. Those are the two biggest bands that I've been kind of following.
Okay.
There's this one up and coming band, and I will have to go to my YouTube list that I actually like. Hanabe is so fucking wild, dude. I showed my band that. They was like, dude, that's fucking crazy. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Video playlist. YouTube reacts. No, I'm not playing anything. There's one band that I actually fell in love with. Is a Japanese band, but they're new. Brandy Senki. I've enjoyed them so much.
Interesting. They got a that's a cool name.
They're like just like it reminds me like of 90s like rock, but if like with the the Japanese style like J-rock and shit stuff. And it's really dope.
Neat. Yeah, I need to. I mean, it's hard already keeping my ear to the ground with like new artists in the West as is. I feel like it's an especially uphill battle to trying to do that for new Japanese artists. But I am definitely curious to see like if there's anything hip and happening going on in like the Japanese rock underground.
Yeah. There's this another band called Palaneo, and they're really dope. All female. One of my biggest Japanese favorite bands has been Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
They've been around since like 2008. And it's really, really. They've just been around. Their screamer for their band is just so good that I'm like, I envy him so much.
Hey, it's It takes a lot of work, a lot of experience to get your pipes that durable, you know.
Yeah.
um
Yeah, like I've been screaming for so long, and I've been trained how to do it correctly that it's just like natural to me at this point. Like I could just randomly do it, and it won't hurt. Like I could
right
talk
on. I've only
just like in a
rec-
screaming voice.
I've
So it's
only
fun.
recently begun to like fall into what I call like sort of Kurt Cobain mode when it comes to delivering like a sort of raspy scream. But that's
Yeah.
that's more sing screaming than like
Yeah, it's more
screamer screaming.
like a yellow, like the ones that I do. I'm like, oh yeah, oh,
Yeah,
just
yeah,
random
yeah.
making noises. I'll be at work randomly doing that, or I'll just be like screaming, and I randomly do it. Yeah, it's really easy. It's not hard to do. It's just it takes time to learn how to do it correctly.
Yeah, yeah. I'd rather spare myself, accidentally doing it without much training and, ruining my voice for weeks.
Well, the person that got me to do it correctly, because I was doing it, I started screaming when I was 13. I
Oh
was doing
yeah.
it incorrectly forever. Like I've gotten vocal notes. That shit fucking sucks.
Ah shit.
Um, but it was an opera, a former opera singer
Oh,
who
neat.
helped me kind of like, because of the strain that you do for opera and screaming,
Yeah.
she figured out like a good program. Like she taught me how to do it where I'll do it correctly because it's so similar.
Oh, that's cool.
Um, and so I kind of just took it off from there, and I learned a lot more.
Yeah. So kind of related to our artist talk, I was kind of wondering, like, how do you continue to discover new artists? Because obviously you've listed off a bunch of Japanese artists that I have no clue about. How do you where do you go to listen to new music?
So a lot of it has been kind of just my TikTok
Oh,
and
okay.
YouTube algorithm, because I watch like anime stuff, or
Oh, okay.
I would enjoy an anime, like they'll do like a small clip of it.
Right.
I'll go watch it. I'll listen to the intro.
Yeah, I have to admit
Like,
I'm not too
yeah.
familiar with like TikTok's algorithm when it comes to music. I know it's a very music heavy platform, and I'm very happy whenever like a very well deserving song goes viral on there. It's always interesting to see when that happens, but it feels like a very mysterious beast, that TikTok algorithm.
It is, but for me, it's always like it's helped me discover new bands, and from there, because a lot of the people who do the intros for Japanese music, I mean, anime are Japanese. They every now
Right.
and then they'll have like an American band do it for them.
Mm-hmm.
If I do enjoy them, I'll listen to that. Even Spotify, like I'll put it in, I'll save it, and I'll be like, hey, here's more music just like this. Or I'll click like artists like this and see
Mm-hmm.
like if a name catches my eye, I'm like, boom, that's it. And if I like them, I'll do that. Or if I like, I'll listen to like, I'll listen to like not their single, I'll listen to a song in the album. And if I
Mm-hmm.
like it, and it's like a newer song or like a newer album, then I'll go and react to the single kind of it, you know?
Right on, yeah. No, I've done that before on like Spotify from like I don't know. I'm not as much of a Spotify listener these days. I don't know. I tend to use YouTube a bit more, but whenever I listen on Spotify, I like to use those daily mix playlists, just sort of going around like listening not just to stuff I like, but stuff that the algorithm also determines is close enough to it. It's a very natural expansion of my tastes from there.
Yeah. Uh, I also, it's also with like the music, like the group of people I hang out with or talk to, like, and some of my friends outside,
Oh yeah.
everything, they were like, hey, you should listen to this band, or you should go
Mm-hmm.
do this, or they'll talk about a new band that I've never heard of. I'm like, so I'll go listen to it and be like, oh,
Yeah,
this shit's
yeah.
fire, man. I actually enjoy this.
Now that's always a happy thing when a bandmate recommends something. I remember one of my bands, we used to have like this running like music playlists on Spotify that we'd share like stuff that we were listening to in.
Yeah, so I said my guitar is my workout playlist for Spotify. It's 79 hours.
Oh my god.
And it has stuff from like R&B to like metalcore to countrycore to jazz,
Right
classical
on.
music. It's all over the place, dude.
I
Like,
feel like I have like an expansive playlist like that on Spotify, but not for working out, but for smoking catnip.
yeah,
Which, the
understandable. Yeah,
euphemism.
yeah, euphemism. I get it. I get it.
It's
Yeah. Well,
it's
it's also
fun.
like I also kind of like use it. I use it that playlist mainly to kind of save new songs.
Oh yeah, yeah.
To see if I like mainly like there'll be a bunch of songs I'll be like I'll listen to it once. I'll be like I don't know if I like this, so I add it to my playlist. And if it gets me pumped or it kind of like motivates me to work out more, or I can listen to it like the entirety, then I keep it.
Yeah, yeah.
So I have like my own ways of finding new artists, and
That's
a lot
neat.
of it's recommendations, and then the YouTube recommendations, the TikTok recommendations. But like, you might like this because you listen to this. I'm like, okay, I'll check it out.
Right on.
See what's
Yeah,
up there.
I could always afford to be a bit open to to newer artists in my taste. I feel like especially nowadays it's easy to sort of fall into my listening habits and keep
Mm.
listening to the same artists.
I'm always looking for something new. I always want to see because I want to. See, we live in a time when music boundaries are being pushed so
Mhm.
often
Oh yeah.
that I just want to see what's coming next.
Mhm.
Like Sleep Token was a big phenomenon because it brought a heaviness into progressive rock and metal that hasn't been there in a really long time.
Yeah.
Um,
Hmm.
and I fell in love with Sleep Token because of that. The voice was
Yeah.
great. Um, the fact that they had djent into it and then
Yeah.
progressive, it felt like a heavier Coheed and Cambria with like a soothing voice added to it.
Mhm.
And I
I
kind
will
of
say
started going off of there.
I will say, the success of bands like Sleep Token definitely pretends well for hopefully there being, hopefully a door's been opened for more like artists like that to,
Mhm.
take the mantle and go even further with like just I don't know, utterly experimenting and creating like kick-ass music. Like not to denigrate Sleep Token or anything like that, but I feel like you could very easily take what they're doing and just go, that much further with it, you know?
Yeah, and especially with their last album, a lot of Steve Token fans weren't really happy with it
Oh
because it
yeah.
wasn't as heavy, it wasn't as thing, but they were experimenting with more sounds.
Yeah,
They were
yeah,
doing
yeah.
more than the previous album, and
Like
people were like, oh, there's no chugs, there's like, not everything has to be chuggy, and that this is
yeah.
coming from a guy who loves chugs. A good breakdown satisfies my soul,
Yeah, yeah.
but a well put together song and a well put together album does more because it's a longer listen to than just like a
Yeah.
10 seconds is like dun, 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 dun. Like,
Yeah.
okay, cool.
Like I said, it takes a steady hand to really fuse a whole bunch of genres into something
Yeah,
that's, coherent, So, hats off to them for doing what they do. Hopefully it inspires more bands to, continue in that stead. I was gonna say, oh yeah, do you feel like you'd ever want to like sort of because I know you do like live reactions to music, but do you
mhm.
ever feel like you'd ever want to do like a long form edited review of an album?
For me, a lot of it, it's just like I don't have the time
Oh, okay. Yeah.
to do it. I wish I did because like when the new Steve Token album came out, I wanted to review the entire album, like do it long
Yeah,
form.
yeah.
I just haven't had the time, and it's been out for so long that I was like, yeah, there's no point to it. Um,
That's totally fair.
like my upload speed has slowed down significantly
Yeah.
because I'm also doing gaming, and the gaming
Yeah.
videos take forever to edit. Like I was telling my my friends that I do that I stream with or like record with, um, I have about like 15 to 16 hours of just between like 5 different games, which is Kingdom Hearts, Valorant,
Right.
Marvel Rivals, Repo, and Minecraft of just videos that I have not even touched.
Oh my gosh. No,
And
I
it's
get.
like, and then I have like 20 reactions videos that I still haven't even messed through with.
I have.
It's all over this.
Yeah. No, I have so many hours of VODs. Like from this music talk series alone, I probably have like tens of hours, at least maybe hundreds of hours of footage that I could probably rifle through and try to create a highlight compilation out of, but I just, I don't have the time or motivation to do that personally.
Yeah, for me it's just the time. But summer and me just trying to kind of like, I'm trying to go to England.
Oh, nice.
In October to visit a friend. But
Very
so that's
cool.
why I'm working so much to have like money saved up. I at least want to have like, because the tickets are going to cost a bit.
Yeah.
He's going to put me up for the week, so I don't have to worry about it. But I want to at least have the money to kind of enjoy the food there, enjoy the travels, the alcohol, enjoy being able to go out and do things.
Yeah, that's awesome. You're looking to
So
go to any shows there, or like, are you just seeing the sights?
He's going to take me to a few venues to there. They do like underground stuff. He's like,
Oh, right
hey,
on.
maybe you enjoy this and that. So I'm excited for that.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, the one time I was in London, that was almost like 8 years ago at this point, and it was a fun time. But I largely was just like going around and seeing the sights, and it was all well and good. I just wish I had a bit more time to really dig into it.
So he already has a plan out for me. He's like, we're gonna do like 3 days of just kind of sightseeing, seeing the bigger cities.
Right.
So and then we're gonna spend the last 2 days before my day where I go off, because I'm looking at taking an afternoon plane. Mm-hmm. So it gives me time to recover. Because like the last 2 days we're going to Scotland.
Oh, nice.
And I'm like, oh, we're gonna drink with Scottish people. I may be dead. Sure, let's go.
Good luck to your liver.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. I'm excited.
I'd love to go to Scotland one day, though. There was a long time ago, there was this one like promotion for a certain airline flying out of one of New York City's airports that was like $85 like from NYC to Scotland, and I wish I had taken up that offer, because God, like, the Scottish Highlands are just so naturally gorgeous. I would love to like go for a hike up there someday.
Well, the good thing about knowing someone that lives there is like he's essentially going to be driving me everywhere. I don't have to worry. I'm not going to be limited to like time.
Oh, neat.
And I'm going to be there for about 7 days. So it's like,
right on.
It's like a 6-hour flight to get there, which I leave in the morning. I get there by like, it would essentially be morning for them because of the time zone.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's going to be fun.
Hell yeah.
And then I leave in the afternoon, so I'll get back at home in the morning.
So, when you stream, right? What's your favorite thing to do? You've played quite a few games on stream, right? Like, do you do that? Like, what do you do anything else other than game, or?
It's mainly just game, because I like just having fun with my friends, and then having wild moments with them. And I've met so many streamers through it. A few of them have started following my stuff, and they actually like my videos. They wonder why I make my videos are edited very bare bones. It's like, I'm not a video editor. I know how to do the basics. I know how to do the cutting, the editing, the finding the funny things, and then adjusting the sounds a bit.
Hey, like, honestly, as long as you know how to do like the pop-in text, like you're already halfway there. That's
the pop-in text are probably like my worst thing to do, because it takes so much of my time that I'm like, I don't want to do this. So I don't really do the pop-in text. I tried for one video. I know TikTok has their own pop-in text thing, so I just kind of let the shorts for TikTok go from there, and then I use the same shorts from TikTok and put them on YouTube Shorts and Instagram, and with the pop-in text saved and all that. So
It was surprisingly easy for me to pick that up when I was doing that in DaVinci Resolve. Like I've made a few shorts in the past promoting some of my deep dives, and for that I've had to like, because it's attention getting, right, to have like captions and like your short video. I've had to learn how to use pop-in text like that. If you want, I can send you like a tutorial that I've used. Like if you use DaVinci Resolve, I don't know if
I use CapCut, but I use like the Basebone, and I'm thinking about like looking for another program that I can do more with, just with the basics.
Yeah, DaVinci's pretty good. I mean, I've been using like basically their free software for the past few years for my videos, and yeah, it's served me pretty well. It's surprisingly flexible.
The one thing I do need to work on making is thumbnails. I cannot photo edit it for the life of me, and I need to learn, and I just don't have the time to do it. Or if I do have the time, it's because I'm at work, nothing's going on, so I'm watching videos. But then if I'm not doing it as I'm watching the video, I'm not gonna learn anything. So
I would say take up GIMP. It's probably, for my money, the best free photo editing software that isn't Photoshop, right?
Yeah.
So I think I don't know, like GIMP's got a lot of utility out of it. Really, the whole ball game with thumbnail editing, I've come to find, is just getting familiar with working with layers.
Yeah, that's where my ADHD stops me there.
Yeah, no, it's
like, I have to do layers. No,
it's a struggle, because like sometimes you'll be pasting like stuff around and you're not paying attention, and all of a sudden one of your layers is stuck to your background, and you're like, I got to do this all over again.
So mind if I take a quick break so I can go use the restroom? I've been drinking
go right ahead,
water.
man.
I'll be right back.
While he's gone. I'm gonna the toilet over him. Hope you have been doing well tonight, Chad. I apologize for this being a bit more of a late night stream. Cyrus here was he was, as you've heard, he's been working quite a bit, and he had work today. Apparently he was let out early, but I didn't know until just a few hours ago, so we went ahead with the 8:15 time anyways. VOD gang, it probably won't make a difference to y'all, but at the very least, I'm happy to have like a bit of a chill, more, I guess, nocturnal stream today. It's been a nice conversation so far. I like whenever I get a guest that's had quite an extensive experience, not just making stuff online, but getting out there in the world and doing their own music. It's always relatable when you're like a fellow musician doing your own stuff out in the world, to come across your own, like somebody else is doing that. And oh, hey, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Welcome back. Let me just move the toilet. Welcome back.
That's funny.
No, it's something that I usually do when I go to use the bathroom in my stream or get water. I pull up like a PNG toilet or a glass of water and like replace my avatar with it, but get to do that with my guest this time. But anyways, let me see here. What other questions did I get? Oh, which instruments or production techniques would you like to learn if you had the spare time?
The production techniques, just the beat making that I'm slowly learning.
Right.
Pretty much it, just making like my own beats, so I don't have to like connect all my instruments all at once. So that's a slow process, because we both go to school, we both work, so it's like have the time to do it.
Do you also do you also have a desire to learn like more like mixing and mastering? That's I mean, I guess you already kind of do that to an extent, I guess, when you record acoustically, but
Mhm.
I don't know.
It's just I want to, because
Yeah.
I think it would be helpful for like my craft. But if I did it, I really wouldn't do much except work on my own stuff for it.
That
Like
is
that,
valid, yeah.
yeah. So I would be like, huh, I don't know if I should. I should know. I know how the basics of recording myself,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't want any project I work on to be reliant just to me mixing and mastering. I
Yeah.
want to be able to send it off to someone else and get another set of ears, even if it costs me like a few $100s,
That's
just to
true, yeah.
master a few songs and be like, I'd rather just have another ear doing it. Because when you do it to yourself, you have a certain sound you want to listen to that you like,
Yeah.
but that
No,
sound may not translate well in the final mix.
it's definitely a
Uh,
process mixing yourself, because if you are going to do that, you should at least have some sort of, decent like speakers. You should have like a
yeah,
decent pair of headphones. Like, you need to be taking into account all different ways of listening to your music. I recently had an experience like that with one of my bands. We had an EP come out on streaming recently, and we had to do a bunch of because we mixed it and mastered it ourselves. Essentially, we had to find time to sit down and like all listen to it together and sign off on changes we made, and listen to it through a variety of different mediums like headphones and speakers. And at the end of the day, I'm very proud of what we put out, but it was just like it was a slog of an effort to get to that point.
yeah, because you have to like, it's just like a giant process to go to. And if I'm doing everything, and then people keep saying, "Oh, I want to change this, I want to do that," and
Oh
then
yeah, yeah.
I would also get annoyed with it. I'm like, nah,
It's
dang,
very
no.
stressful. The
Yeah,
the guy that we had taking point, our bassist, he really felt the pressure at points, but we got through it, and it sounds good. So he did a bang up job with it.
Mhm.
Let's see. Oh yeah, so going up back to the whole question of your streaming. Do you have since you stream a bunch of video games, do you have a particular video game OST?
Like soundtrack.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Feel free to
Okay,
list
so
multiple if you can't think of
the
one.
Kingdom Hearts soundtrack for almost every Kingdom Hearts game
Oh yeah.
is just a banger.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like simple and clean. Sanctuary, fucking Don't Think Twice, which was I took that name from one of my old projects, Don't Think Twice, because I just love that song so much. And we did okay. We recorded some demos, never did anything much with it.
Yeah,
Did
yeah.
a bunch of shows, had a bunch of fun. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
It was that's a soundtrack that I go with when it comes to like music, like with everything they do behind like this gaming sound and everything.
Yeah.
As much as I hate the community for this, League of Legends pretty much nails it for me.
Oh,
The soundtrack for the game, the songs they put out, especially like for the events, and then like the in-universe bands that they have, like KDA, fucking True Damage.
Fascinating. I've never
A
known
few
League of
other
Legends
things,
for its
yeah.
music.
So they've made their own K-pop groups and their own hip-hop groups do the characters in the game. True Damage has released one song. KDA has released an entire EP. They have a new one that's an all-boy band.
I know that Arcane went
Heartseeker?
crazy with like its music tie-ins and all that.
Oh yeah. It's Arcane was dope. Like I hate between season 1 and season 2 that they used Imagine Dragons. Not the biggest Imagine Dragons fan. I didn't care for the intro song.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know.
So, but League of Legends itself has been just killing it.
Yeah.
The latest project, it was Heartsteel, which had like all male characters being like in a K-pop boy band thing. It was really good. The music was banging.
That's neat.
But yeah, it's for some League of Legends. As much as I talk shit about that game, it's I've been invested in that game since.
Honestly, I think
Beta?
it's required at this point for everybody, even like League of Legends players who like the game, to talk a little bit of shit about it.
Dude, like
I don't know.
I took a 4-year hiatus from that game from one season because I jumped from challengers and it was before they stopped diamond people from falling below diamonds. I went from challengers one season all the way to bronze and I just stopped.
Wow.
I stopped. Like I was like, nope, I'm done. So I didn't touch the game in 4 years and I recently got back into it like in 2019, 2020. And I just play it for fun. Like I don't do rank. I don't really care for it. I just play with friends, enjoy myself.
That's good. I feel like that's the way you've got to take those sorts of games, or else you burn out really quick, you know? Like,
yeah.
Not
That's
to say
just
that
one streamer I play with that needs to learn that lesson because he plays a lot of Marvel Rivals and then he complains about the game. Oh, this game is unbalanced. The characters need buffs, and I'm like,
yeah.
The game isn't bad for what it is. It's a fun game. It's a fast-paced game. You just kind of have to learn the role that you choose to pick and then go over it. Same thing with Overwatch.
And that's not to say that competitive players can't have their own fun here or there.
Yeah.
But like I feel like if you're pegging so much of your enjoyment to a game on like the particular bounces between characters and all these sorts of things that the game programmers they may have taken into account but ultimately can't entirely control without like constant updates to the game. Like I feel like that's just setting yourself up for failure, right?
Yeah, no, and I tell him it's like enjoy what you have. If that character isn't strong this season, then you learn another one. Like
Definitely.
I've learned like I think like 4 tanks that I'm good with in that game, 5 DPSs that I know how to play, and then like I can play every healer but add a warlock in that game. So I can switch around depending on the team comp. Like I learned that from League. Like not to just stick to one area because you'll get burned out fast. I was a jungler in League for like almost a decade. That's all I played, and I got burnt out so hard when I quit League for a while. Like that shit was just awful. Like I hated it.
Oh yeah.
But League has to pretty much be up there with the music. The music is just so good. Talking about old soundtracks, I have to think about that one. Have you ever played this game called Def Jam Vendetta or Def Jam?
I've heard of
like,
it. That's
like
a fighting game.
Fighters?
Yeah, that's a fighting game with hip rappers, right?
Yeah, that game, like the soundtrack that went with that was really good because it had like a lot of like rappers' biggest hits, and then they had like rappers from like the '90s. I kind of forgot about, but I was like, oh wait, this song actually bangs. Like what the fuck?
That's awesome. It's a shame that we no longer live in a world where we get those sorts of games that are like celebrity games that are like celebrity fighters. Like
and the storyline wasn't bad for it. Like the storyline was actually pretty well put together. Like I had no issues with it. Like the fighters were pretty balanced out. It was just the game that they put it. I don't know why it wasn't continued. I wish they would have continued at least another game because the way they left it was very open ended. So.
Oh well, I mean, I'm not. I wouldn't say that I'm much of a I guess fighting game expert. It just feels like we're in a different place now with fighting games compared to back in the mid 2000s when that sort of stuff was popular.
We've gotten more into competitive fighting games than we have in the past. Like I remember like '90s when they had the arcade fighting games and competitions, and that was big. 2000s kind of waned off a bit when you had games like Smash Bros. Come out and be popular and that changed up the fighting game, and now we're back to like kind of arcade style fighting games.
Yeah,
it's kind of
a lot of competitive play, a lot of A lot of clashing in the Mortal Kombats and the Injustices.
Yeah. Yeah. Street Fighter's coming back. This King of Fighters is making a new game. It's
oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm like, the fuck?
The
What?
Neo Geo's coming back, baby.
Yeah, it's a lot of old games are coming back, and I'm stoked for it. I'm stoked for the gaming community to kind of go back to basics, because almost every game has been really pushing like mobile play. A game that I was so excited for was ruined because of it. Like just as what was it? It was Suicide Squad versus Justice League. I was so excited for it until they basically made it like a repetitive
a looter shooter.
Same thing. Yeah, looter shooter. And I was like, no. I was excited for like hoping it was kind of like a story-based game.
Which is a shame.
Which
is a shame because like Rocksteady, they'd made amazing Batman open world games in the past. And it's like, what the fuck happened there?
I honestly think it's just like corporations. Corporations pushing for something. Yeah.
AAA bloat comes for us all eventually. Or at least if you try to wade in those heavily commercialized waters.
Yeah, I've been enjoying a lot more indie games recently. I've like Buckshot Roulette.
Oh hell yeah!
Been playing Repo a lot. Repo's so fun.
Yeah, that's.
And then I have my own games that I enjoy, like Moonlighter. There's a beat 'em ups game that I really like. High Score Girl. There we go. No, that's anime. It's a beat 'em up game where about two high school girls that like fight to try to save their boyfriends or something. It's really good, and it's like online multiplayer, but it's only just you and another person, so it's just me and a friend of mine. We're just playing it.
Nice.
Like I've been enjoying those games a lot more. Like,
oh, that's cool. Do you enjoy any rhythm games at all?
I used to play a lot of Guitar Hero or so.
Oh, nice.
The dancing one cannot do. I can dance to a certain style of music. That's about it.
That's fair. I was big into those Rock Band Guitar Hero games myself. It's how I basically got into playing the drums in the first place. And I've recently been enjoying. There's this fan-made Rock Band clone out there called Yarg, yet another rhythm game. It's really cool. Like if you're able to find like a controller that you're able to somehow hook up to your PC, like you can basically play like the Rock Band Guitar Hero as you knew it back in the day.
I do like seeing some of the games for it. Like I've done Rocksmith with my guitar, just to kind of test it out. And I don't mind it, but there's like a lot of times people like, I know how to play the song.
Right.
Why is it saying that I'm wrong? Like I know how the song goes. I've learned it outside the game. Like the fuck. And that's a lot of it's just the technology and the latency that happens with it.
Yeah. I've never tried any of those Rocksmith games. I'd be curious to. I guess.
I tell people it's a fun way to learn because you're doing it your own time. You don't really have to pay for much. It's the subscription if you want to learn songs. It's like $15 a month, instead of like paying like $300-$400 in teacher. The only thing is, I tell them, if you are the type of person that has to learn physically, like being taught how to do it by someone else, because I know there are people who are like that. I learned like that. I have to be taught something, even if I can teach you how to play like an instrument that I don't know how to play because of music theory. I cannot teach myself how to play that because that's the way I learn. I've always been a visual learner. Like someone has to show me, and then I can catch up.
Yeah. No, that's always
Rocksmith isn't for like that.
That's been a hard thing for me too, I guess, like trying to find the initiative to learn on my own. It definitely helps when I have like a teacher in the room showing me how to move around the guitar, but when it comes to doing stuff myself, it's hard to muster up the motivation. Even in like learning through video tutorials,
Yeah. I have to learn through another person. I can't have. I can't just go do. There's sometimes I can YouTube tutorial things.
Yeah.
I can learn like basic like programming stuff like that. I've learned through YouTube.
Yeah. No, same with like DaVinci Resolve, but learning instruments, it's hard, really.
Yeah. And then I want to learn how to draw, like draw digitally, like because I can't draw for shit. But I've tried looking at online tutorials. I can't learn from that. Like I need someone to physically tell me what I'm doing wrong, or like show me, and then I can follow along, and then like it will become more like motion steady.
Right, right. Yeah, for sure. So, have you gone to very many concerts, rock,
I've
rap,
gone
otherwise?
so many concerts. My first concert was Slipknot when I was 13, and I was in
Oh,
the
hell
pit,
yeah.
and I thought I was a badass. And then my next concert, I went to go see Sugar, and I almost died in the pit. So I was like, I learned the difference between like the last show I went to, Broken Side, came
Oh
back
my
out of
god.
nowhere, and they were playing where I was, and I went to the show. It was pretty fun. I felt old though because a lot of the people there was, I think, me and my group of friends of like 6, 7 people. We were like the oldest ones there. We're like in the most of
Broken
us were in
Side
the
are
late
still
20s.
around?
Yeah, it was in like late 20s, mid like early 30s is what my group of friends who know what Broken Side was. And a lot of the people that were there were like teens and late teens and like a couple of people in their 20s. Like, how the fuck do these people know about Broken Side? Like, the fuck? Like that was around my era. That was my high school era.
Man, I guess some musical memes run deep. You know, for the absurdity of freaks is not to be outdone.
Yeah. So it was a fun thing. I enjoyed it. It was a fun show. The last local show I went to was my friend's show. I went the next day at the tunnels, and that's where I started meeting people. And
Oh, nice,
I did a
nice.
song with them. Apparently, I brought a different vibe to it because every other band there was like either a death metal band or oh, Milo was there.
Welcome, Maloros. How's it going?
Yeah,
I
he's a
take it
friend of
he's one
mine.
of yours.
Yeah, he's a friend of mine. He's really cool. I
Neat,
play a lot
neat.
of the games with him. Minecraft mainly. That's my
Welcome to the
Minecraft.
stream. Welcome, welcome.
He's like my Minecraft sugar daddy. If I need something done, he'll get it done for me.
Mm-hmm.
But
You guys play a
yeah,
lot of Minecraft. You stream.
Marvel Rivals. Yeah, he's fun. He's fun people.
You were streaming Minecraft, I think, just before this stream, weren't you?
Yeah,
Okay.
it was just fun. We went into this. We found this trial dungeon, and we kept dying, and we kept going back to get our stuff. And then one of us had to grab everything and kind of put it in the chest, go back and grab it. And if he died, we had to go and down. It was like 15 minutes of just straight doing that.
Nice. I have Minecraft somewhere on my PC. I've been meaning to play more of it sometime. That's the hard thing. Like I kind of want to find like people to play Minecraft with, but at the same time, I don't really have time to commit to like being a part of a Minecraft server, you know?
This Minecraft server, I tell people it's just for casual fun play. It's nothing too heavy.
Yeah.
Build your place, do whatever you want. Um,
Welcome, Blue Blarg. You need hard carrying in all games.
you know
He's
what?
calling you out.
He is calling me out. He was the one that was saving my ass in that dungeon. um, it's just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. I have always like I've been in certain Minecraft servers where it was just like heavy on the music. I mean, heavy on like we must do this at this time, and I never enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And so I've always enjoyed like a cozy server where we just do stuff.
Totally.
I have really enjoyed the Minecraft music because there was at one point where it was just the same soundtrack, same song every single time we played it, and I just like I hated it. But recently they've done like a different soundtrack for when like it turns to night. Today, if it rains, it's a different song for that. If you go into like a dungeon, the tone changes. It's like if monsters spawns, someone around you, the sound change, and I've been enjoying that.
Yeah, Minecraft's soundtrack is always like it's. I don't know if you've ever heard the word Sondern before. Are you familiar with that?
No.
Sondern is basically the pulls up Wiktionary.
Yeah.
It's basically, fuck me. Where the fuck? See, I know what I'm talking about. I just need a reminder of the definition.
Yeah, sometimes you know the word, you just don't know the definition.
It's like basically this deep melancholy, I guess, a feeling of connectedness with the world around you, or something like Minecraft's soundtrack evokes such profound emotions within you when you're like exploring the world or chilling or building, and I don't know, it's just vibey all the way through.
Yeah. I accepted this the same song for like a decade, and you're like, bro, you're like one of the biggest games you can afford to like get different sounds, and they've done that, which has made the game a lot enjoyable. Because it got to the point where I had like the song completely gone, like the background music completely gone, and I just added lo-fi. Had like my Spotify right next to me playing lo-fi music, just to play Minecraft, because I was like, I can't do it with the song. It's been 10 years, same fucking song. But it's been a lot more enjoyable with it. Like, I've enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the subtle changes to it.
Yeah, totally.
Nothing breathtaking, nothing like new, but it's just like, it makes the game a lot more enjoyable.
So, do you have any fun concert memories, like of the concerts that you've attended?
I attended / opened for one when I was in high school. Do you know what South by Southwest is?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so I live in that city.
Neat.
It was back before it became. It was back when it was still more about the music than it is about technology and movies. Because this past year, it was only like 3 days of music, and the rest of it was just conferences and what new show is coming out. And it's just,
and I hear it's super
for the worst.
I hear it's a super hassle for bands to like sign up for it and get down there and draw people to the venues. It's a shame.
It is. But back like in 2010, there was this venue called Red 7. And my band got to open up for bands like Sleeping with Sirens, Asking Alexandria, Dance Cover Dance. It was a free show too by Artery Records. I Wrestled the Bear once was there, dude. It was Woe Is Me. It was so fun. Because they would get like 2 or 3 local bands to start off, and then the bigger bands would show up, and I had a lot of fun.
That's cool, yeah.
So I got to open up for that once. But I enjoyed the entire show the rest of the day. I was there all day. I was there from like 8 a.m. where we had to kind of go in. We did our set like around like 11, and then the show didn't end until like 8 p.m. So I was there for 12 hours just like going ham.
Wow. I apologize. I am back. No need to apologize. You're good.
But I went ham. I've gone to shows that I still enjoy. I still have fun memories. Like I went to go see Cody and Cameo with an ex of mine. No longer talk to that ex because not a good person.
Right.
But I still enjoy that memory because Cambria, it's one of my favorite bands to see live. Every time they come to Austin, if I can go, I go. I've enjoyed them. I have not yet seen Stained live, and that's like my favorite band.
Oh yeah.
I just never. It's either something always happens, or they haven't done shows, and they've slowly started doing shows again.
Yeah.
But it's like they always go out of Austin, and I'm like, bro, just come to Austin. Just come to Austin so I can at least see you once and check you off my list.
Hey, yeah. Hopefully sometime in the future. I feel like with a lot of those like 2000s like post grunge alt rock bands, like they're definitely approaching that nostalgia circuit at some point, so you'll probably get the chance.
I mean, people who shit talked Nickelback and Creed are now like the same people like, oh, love Nickelback and Creed. I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Ironic appreciation blossomed into straight up appreciation, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm still not the biggest fan of Nickelback or Creed. I can sing like with arms wide open because it's funny.
Yeah, I am not immune to Higher. That is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah. 6 Feet is probably like the only song I actually like by them.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Mark Tremonti, the guitarist for Creed, is such a great musician. Like Alter Bridge fucking rocks. It rips.
Mm-hmm.
It's Miles Kennedy, I think, is a way better vocalist than Scott Stapp.
I've never properly explored Alter Bridge, but I'd be curious to give him a try.
His range is wild, dude. He will start off low, and then he'll hit you with those highs, and you're like, what? It's great.
Yeah,
I love it.
What inspired you to become a VTuber?
At first, I used to stream Overwatch when it first came on. I got a good viewing, and I was always told that, I don't know if this was my friends just calling me ugly or just making fun of me. I was good at streaming, or I was good at being entertaining behind like a wall. And I'm like, okay. So I was like thinking, I could do VTubing because I still have my same personality. But I enjoyed like the creativeness of it. Like coming up with a design, thinking about it. Because my design was taken off like Fire Force kind of ish. Like Bancho Man Shinra is essentially the design, but with the smaller horns, different hairstyle. I put him in a maid outfit because I cosplay wearing a maid outfit. That's one of my favorite cosplays to do.
Right.
And I slowly started implementing things I enjoyed into that, and creating it, getting the design ready was fun.
Did you have any particular inspirations, like from Hololive or Nijisanji or the indie scene?
I gotta say, one of my biggest inspirations was probably Iron Mouse, and that's from Vshoujo. But even before Vshoujo was a thing, I really enjoyed her. Like,
Now, Mousie's journey has been nothing short of inspirational.
Yeah, it's great. I enjoyed it. Her being Latina and me being Latino, I'm like, I respect it. Respect.
Totally. And like everything with her disability and advancing in spite of it, like she is a hell of a VTuber. Yeah,
and her music is pretty good. I don't mind it. Her early stuff, not the biggest fan because it was all over the place. But like stuff like Anarchy and everything after that release, I've really enjoyed.
Right.
Yeah.
Now she's got a fantastic voice.
She does. Like I've heard her sing opera, and I was like, holy shit. Great.
Yeah, absolutely. So what do you hope to do, like as a musician in the VTuber community? As loaded as a term as it might be, what do you hope is your legacy?
I'm not really doing much with the music aspect of it. Like I think once I've done with college and I have more like an education field and kind of learn more about current production, I might start doing streams where I start teaching people how to produce beats and how to produce songs. Just streaming that, helping people like who are just starting off.
Would you ever consider like creating original music for your VTuber persona, or are you thinking of like keeping music strictly, as an IRL thing?
If I do it, it's gonna be lo-fi. It's just gonna be like imagine like a demon in a maid outfit just busting out some lo-fi.
Hey, that probably has an audience.
Yeah. I am working on getting a model done because right now I'm doing more of a PNG tour, but I am working with someone to get more like a 2D model done. I'm not gonna rig it to the point where it's like I can move my arms around. It's more like just so I can do more with it. But we're hitting a miles like a path. It's like we can do a chibi form, which is like what's big right now. It's like a lot of the bigger VTubers are just doing chibi forms of their models.
Hey, I mean,
or we can go like straight like regular form, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to do. Like
Chibis are
we've just
cheap.
been
They're a good
discussing it.
stopgap. You know, like
Yeah,
Nimi Nightmare. She had her whole chibi thing before debuting her full-sized model recently. So
and that's what I'm thinking about. It is like I could do it, but I was also thinking of getting my full size model and having the chibi one done to do more like a holiday stream, like do it more like through the holidays, more comfort, more like hey,
right,
chill
right.
down.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
because we're also starting to discuss our Halloween attire.
Mm.
So it's like we're going like we're already talking like months ahead of the line, and a lot
Right.
of money is going down on this. But it's kind of like
Yeah.
because we're doing all this talks, this person's kind of giving me like a discomfort. So
Hmm.
I'm saving money, but I'm also kind of like because I'm gonna be a repeat customer essentially.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah. I someday I would like to commission my own live 2D model. You know,
Yeah,
I've been using Vroid for so long, and it served my purposes well. Like I'm not about to ditch like my Vroid models or anything, but I
yeah,
would be curious to see like how this would translate to a live 2D. You know?
yeah. And so I met the artist because apparently she saw my PNG tuber, and she really liked the design
Wow.
of
Okay.
it. So we started talking more about it, and she showed me her like Etsy shop and everything, and because
Right. Yeah.
I since I've been a VTuber and stuff, I get those spam messages from Twitter and
Yeah. Yeah.
Instagram, like, "Hey, I'm an artist. You want to work?" It's like I'm like, I don't know, but this one was like, because it would only show like a few pictures on the Instagram, or they won't
Yeah.
have any
Yeah.
other things back to it, and so I looked at her store. I looked at she even has a Fiverr account, legit, and I'm like, okay, cool. So I can actually trust this person to work on stuff with.
Yeah. Now I'm fortunate to have had an experience like that once. I remember having to get a background commission for like
Hmm.
my videos, and I got a really good person that did basically what I specified. I mean, I helped her out a lot. Like I basically sketched out what I wanted and sent
Yeah,
her that, and she did that pretty well to the letter. But it's always good when you find a commission artist that you're able to trust like that.
yeah. I right now I'm working with someone to do like a Twitter layout for me, and I sent them the model, and at first she was like, I don't do live models. I was like, no, this is like I want something to kind of match what my model looks like, kind of like a cafe, bartender, coffee shop thing.
Mm,
So we're gonna work with that to do a YouTube, Twitch layout,
mm-hmm,
and then I'm working with someone to do like a pixelated version of my character for
mm-hmm.
like a YouTube ending. Yeah,
Oh,
like
neat.
those lo-fi pixelation stuff. To
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that in a different outfit, like looking over the city, like in a sweater or something, drinking some
Oh,
coffee,
cool.
something cozy, nice, comfy. I'm a big
Very neat.
fan of art styles like that and stuff that's like I don't need the most complex design ever created or the complex like background ever. It's just like something nice and comfortable or something like appealing to look at. That I'm like I enjoy that the aesthetic of it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. No, I want to at some point, because I've been using basically the same opening and outro graphics for years at this point. I want to get something commissioned to replace them, or at least spruce
yeah.
them up a little.
See what I've used for like my intros, music wise, I've always used upbeat, but it gets to a point where it's like I want to do my own stuff. I want to do my own. That's why I'm letting the beats side of everything so I can make my
Right.
own.
Yeah. Absolutely. What was I gonna say? Do you have any dream goals or collabs as a VTuber?
As a VTuber, I don't know. I've never like. I always told myself if I get to like stream with a big streamer, that'd be dope. But I'm not really like. I'm doing this for fun. It's
Right.
just something I enjoy doing. I've met
That's
some really
fair.
dope like small streamers who are just starting out or also doing this for fun. That I enjoyed my time because I've also heard like I've seen like big streamers be like, a lot of it's like just like it's less authentic and more just like number wise.
Yeah. I
So I
hate
would, yeah,
hate when people are doing the numbers game so hard like that.
yeah. And I understand it's like you want to collab with the biggest streamers to get the cloud and to get the following, but it's like for me, it's like if I build a community based off something like just I started off on my own.
Yeah. Your dream, have your dad say he's proud.
Oh no, that's a. I've known him for years. He knows. He knows.
I have not told my dad that I am a VTuber yet. My mom knows, but my dad.
I don't speak. I have like no contact with my father.
Yeah.
I've shown my mom the stuff that I do. And she's like, I'd rather you stick to music, and I'm like, which is like something wild for her to say because she wanted me to do sports or to do like what every basic mother is like a doctor, a lawyer, something like that.
Yeah,
I told her I wanted to do music. She was like, I don't know. And then I told my mom I'm doing this, and she's like, I think you should stick with music. I'm like, this is for fun. If it pops off, it pops off. If it doesn't, I'm fine with it.
Yeah, no, that's kind of the attitude that I've taken with my channel too. Like, not that I don't love doing this and having an audience and doing stuff for like Patreon or whatever, you know, making money that way, but you know, this has always been more of like a side passion for me, like a creative outlet, really.
Yeah, that's what I do. I've met some really dope. Because for the longest time, I was playing games with like one or two people because I used to have a big gaming group, especially when Overwatch. I had like 15, 16 people that would constantly always be playing with, especially when streaming, and started accruing a good following. All that kind of just went under, and I stopped streaming because of it, and it became more of a numbers game with everyone there.
Yeah.
Like I haven't talked to most of them, and I think I only talked to one or two of them because we're cool. But most of them I just haven't talked to because I stopped streaming and I no longer do it. There's no point of talking to me, and I'm like, okay, whatever, man.
That's unfortunate, but whatever.
Yeah, with the group that I play with now, I'm not gaining a big following fast like I did with Overwatch because it like streaming is so over condensed right now. There's so many people doing it that it's just hard. Yeah, it's hard to like get into it or to get a following. But I've been enjoying the people I've met through it.
And really, that's the attitude you got to take. Yeah. You know, you meet a lot of cool people doing this. You know, that's part of the reason why I have these music talk streams is so I'm able to, you know, in my own way, reach out and have collabs with like-minded music VTubers. You know.
Yeah. Because music brings people together, man. You can hate one genre, but I'm pretty sure like. There's a guy who only listens to this genre, but he likes this one song from this one genre, and then that guy that doesn't like his style likes that same song, and then they vibe over that. So it's like it brings people together. It also can cause people to become very separated, and because people just get so lost in their own head. And I'm like, just enjoy it. If you don't like that style, don't listen to it. Just
for sure. It's always good to keep an open mind with things like that. So, I think we're coming to the end here with the questions I have. Something that I like to end my streams on, or at least the final question I like to ask my guests, you know, because the world we live in has been fucking chaotic for the past few months. I like to usually just get an idea from my guests of like what sort of music do you like to turn to in stressful times? Are you somebody who likes to be more in your feelings, or are you more about like catharsis and letting out your anger?
I used to be letting out my anger, but the older I get, I will just I've gone back to this genre once upon a time. Put on some lo-fi, drink me a nice cup of coffee or some nice tea, and just enjoy my surroundings. I go to coffee shops all the time. I used to go with my dog, but he's old, so I can't take him out as much. I used to go to coffee shops all the time with like lo-fi, gets either coffee or tea and a book. And
that honestly sounds really chill.
That would be my day.
Wow.
That would
Yeah.
be my day, and I still do that. Um, I don't do it as much as I used to, but I when I have a day off, I'll go for a run. I'll have my backpack with like a book with me. I'll stop at a
Right.
coffee shop that I just eat and chill there for like for an hour or two, and then go home, like run home. Um, and that would be my day off. And then
Mm.
I'll clean my apartment, and then I'll start streaming or edit a video if no one's on to play games with. You know.
Yeah, yeah. That sounds like an incredible way to unwind from stress.
It is. I enjoy it, especially when it's cold. In Texas, it doesn't get like cold like I like it, but those rare moments where it's like that, it's nice outside. Go out in the patio, just enjoy the breeze with a coffee while I'm reading.
Absolutely.
And some
Yeah.
lo-fi music or some chill music. A lot of people are surprised. I tell people like my favorite genre of music is classical music. A
Mm.
lot of people are like, what? We don't figure you because you listen to a lot of emo and metalcore. And I'm like, "Yeah." I love classical music. Like my favorite piece is Rondo Capriccio in E. That's my favorite classical piece. I
Mm.
love that song too. Like
Oh yeah,
Beyond, it's my
classical's
favorite
great,
song.
man.
Yeah.
uh,
That's usually what I do. It's like I'll chill, I'll vibe,
yeah,
I'll
yeah.
decompress with some nice music, some warm feelings. If I'm covered in a giant blanket, and just feel like I'm in my own little safe space, you know.
I like that. Yeah, that's very chill.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's pretty much all I have prepared for the stream. Is there anything else that you would like to talk about, or?
Uh, we pretty much went through all the questions, and we went off a few tangents here or there.
Yeah, yeah.
It was
That's
fun.
usually
I
how
enjoyed
these
it.
streams go.
Yeah, no, I was like, I was I'm usually just like yelling or playing games or talking shit to my friends, so it's like nice to kind of have a chill thing every now and then.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it was great to have you on, Cyrus. Is
Yeah,
there
dude, I had a lot of fun.
where can people best find you?
You can find me on Twitch. It's just twitch.tv/feebleturtle.cyrus. My Instagram is I mean my YouTube is the same thing. It's like youtube.com/@feebleturtle.cyrus. Same thing for my TikTok, all that. I use the same name for everything.
Very nice. And yeah, if you guys enjoyed this chat today, go follow him. He seems like a very chill dude. I hope you do consider like some musical projects in the future. I'd be curious to hear what you
I'm
would
thinking
cook
about it.
up. Uh
I'm thinking of like pulling out, doing some saxophone stuff, or like learning the song,
oh hell
like
yeah.
while I'm streaming, because it's just fun.
Yeah, absolutely. All right.
I just don't know
Well,
what, because I've learned pretty much every song I enjoyed on sax, and I'm
yeah.
like, so I would have to find new things to be like, oh, I could do that, so I can try that.
Yeah, that's fair. Okay. We are going to redirect into Aya Amare's stream. If you guys want to join me raiding into the other stream, I'm going to be as usual, typing in the good old cat raid message. If you guys would like to join me, feel free to do so yourselves. But if not, thank you so much for tuning in tonight. It's been another pleasant music talk stream, and hopefully I'll have more news soon about research into the third glam deep dive. Both the books I got for it, they're quick reads, they seem, so hopefully I'll be onto the script writing soon. Fingers crossed. But anyways, I have been your host, Rezi Orenji. Thank you for tuning in tonight. I'm going to go grab some dinner, and I will see y'all
I'm about to
next
make me some
time.
chicken pasta.
Bye-bye.
It's gonna be great.
Hell yeah. Let's go
Hell
get some
yeah.
grub. Good night, y'all.
Good night.